I'll run this terp report here. Smokey had a recent one that we were super, super excited over building on, and I figured it'd be a good time to talk about it. So, yeah, the terp report here. We're just going to let this video pass up here.
The Terp Report with Smokey 916CA.
Legend. Legend. So many photos. All right. So it's not blaring in our ears. Oh. God damn it. Thanks a lot, Smokey. So let's talk a little bit about it here. Here's just a terp report. This is good enough for me for right now. All right. Brand, Terpin Flavors. So apparently the brand is Terpin Flavors. I didn't know that he had his own brand. I did not know this. Hold on. Oh. Yeah, I didn't know that this was he. I didn't know that he actually had a brand, so that's good to know. I didn't know that. Or maybe it's from. I'm assuming that maybe uh, Terpin is the processor. Terprekin is like the assistant. Maybe it was his flower or something like that. And this is a live resin, or live rosin, sorry, fresh press, which is something I just did a review on here in Washington, a live rosin fresh press tsunami. So ZoZ triple cross Skittles, man. Skittles is spelled with a Z, Smokey. We got to tighten up on that. Hey, no, you know what, bro? Now we're definitely getting sued because it has an S. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Let's go off the flavor. Let's talk a little bit what Smokey's notes were so we can kind of, know what's going on here. And to me, bro, I've actually bought a lot of stuff from Terpin Flavors. He's a really good dude, a real hardworking guy, and he's all about smoking good hash, bro. And if you're, you know, he's came over. He's brought like $10,000 rigs, probably more expensive than that, but he's brought really expensive rigs. You know what's crazy? Actually, you know what's funny is he came over with this like I want to say it's not an incycler, it's a can't remember. It's came over with one basically, and we smoked out of it, and I was like, bro, I fucking love this. I gotta get some shit like this. Well, I bought a leisure like that, and I remember I showed him the little leisure, and he's like, hey, bro, what the fuck? That's tight. This one hits cool, bro. And I remember how excited I was to show him because I didn't only knew so many people. I knew Smokey, and I knew like a couple other folks. I didn't know a lot of people. I was just buying hash for myself, bro. I wasn't like trying to sell it a bunch. If I sold BHO or other stuff, it was just on that end, like as far as weed goes. I just stuck to that. Rosin, I didn't have a huge like basis for. I had mostly people that were consumers that were buying, and this is not, I'm going to be 100%, this is probably not super affordable for absolutely everyone. In California standards, probably, but if we're coming down to the brass tacks of Washington, maybe not necessarily. But doesn't change the fact that this is a amazing gram. So let's break it down. Flavor, sweet candy-like inhale with a smooth fruit undertones, subtle. Finish that lingers light on the palate, less terp-heavy than cold cure, but still tasty. Now, I'm curious. Now, this is something I noticed about fresh press because cold cure you can kind of bog it out. And what I mean by that is like your banger's only so hot, so if you put too much on it, it doesn't really necessarily hit like the way it should be every time, right? So here's my argument with it though. Here's an argument. Did Smokey just take too big of dabs because he doesn't smoke a lot of fresh press as much as he used to, right? So that could be a question. Now, I'm not, whether he liked it or not, I do believe him because I know he was talking about this all week. Let's be 100%. But this is what makes it cool, bro. And this is what makes it unique is because he's getting these other sides that we used to get in California that we weren't really covering then, bro. I've got a whole wall of stuff, and it's probably that one board I have over there probably has stuff from Terpin Flavors on there, no problem. Yo, cold water chemist, let's go. Okay, all right. Aroma, tropical candy nose with clean, fruity notes, not overpowering, more gentle and refreshing. So there's a couple different Skittles, and the fact that it's crossed Skittles multiple times, I could see why it would be more subtle and laid back, but have that candy on the nose on it. All right, effects. Euphoric. Euphoric, you fucks. No. An uplift that settles a mellow body buzz. Balance high, perfect for daytime and evening transitions. I agree. Skittles, anything Skittles is good at any time of the day, bro. I'm not gonna cap on you. Skittles is where it's at, baby. But I fuck with that. Appearance, golden, glassy slab, beautiful, translucent with fresh pressed shine. Yeah. So I would say this looks like an excellent gram. I like the fact that these jars are a little bigger, too. That's a big argument. The fact the jar's a little larger is cool to me, and we have a chance to, um, really see that and get a because this and then also the fact that you can kind of like pick away at it instead of having to dig into this big old glob. When it's in that big glob like that and you keep poking into it, it agitates it every time, and then it causes it to butter up quicker. So like down here, I had that gram of tsunami out, and I should have put it up in the night, but I went to sleep at like 5 in the morning, didn't care. Um, but it was still fresh pressy when I came down in the morning, and then it only buttered up over the day, and I just let it butter up and just smoked it, right? So, um, that's a big thing, man. The fact that it's laid out and made properly is important. All right, the method he dabbed on Terporium. All right, yo, follow Terporium. Give them a follow. Shout outs to them. They laced up Smokey on a recent order that was taken care of, and now they're using it as a direct sponsorship on that end. Spinning banger, elbowglass terp pearl, temped at 530. 530. I'm trying to think when I'm hitting it at right now. I'm hitting it at like 550. So, and I do hit it at 530, but it has to be like a really small dab because otherwise I feel like the nail gets cold too quick, and then I'm reheating, and that drives me crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Um, Overall though, the ZoZ Fresh Press brought me back to my roots. The look and melt are beautiful. I can only imagine. And I did see some on camera, but we can't judge it all the time. While cold cure usually carries more flavor, punch, the Fresh Press still holds its own smoothness and nostalgia. A solid jar that reminds you why you fell in love with rosin in the first place. I love that point right there. Very key point, y'all. Very key point. It brings you back to when you fell in love with rosin. Because honestly, again, I like Fresh Press more than I like cold cure. I always will, bro. Cold cure is cool. It's exciting to see. I love butter too. But when we were in the 215 days, we used to want, bro, if we could get really good batter or butters like that, and this was like Gold Coast and Moxie's and like those type of brands. If we could get those, they were expensive, bro. They were $10 more a gram than the actual shatter was, and the shatter was just as good. But you could never get enough of it, bro. And that shit, the shatter was like, I want to say 50 a gram or 25 a half or some shit. Bro, we used to smoke the fuck out of those. I love it, bro. Rosin, Fresh Press, it's life. All right? Hold it down, man. Terp Report, ZoZ, Terpin Flavorz, and Terp Reckon. Shout outs to y'all, man. Big ups to y'all. And, check back again for another Terp Report brought to you by myself and my dog, Smokey. We'll see you for the next one, man. It's Born Evil. Yeah.